So, what was life like before moving to Cairns? It was pretty good. We had lots and lots of friends in Newcastle, and like a lot of families, we had our fair share of ups and downs. My husband and I spent all of our 20 plus years living in old rundown houses and renovating them as much as we could, and when we could afford to, which wasn't always easy, because in the early days we only had the one wage, one income. So although it got better over time, obviously there were still things like the school fees, private school fees, and all those costs associated with being a parent. So the thought of moving to Cairns had been on our mind for quite a few years, because we knew that we could live a better life and have a property that didn't require the maintenance and the renovation that we'd always been used to. So it meant having all the things we wanted, such as a nice pool and time to just enjoy life, enjoy our weekends, head down, have breakfast down at the local cafes whenever we wanted to, without that guilty feeling about the work that we were leaving behind at home or being too tired to do anything. So yeah, we did have a really good social life in Newcastle. Don't get me wrong, we enjoyed going out to local clubs and watching bands, which is a really big passion of mine. But still, it was one of those things that we just didn't want the struggles anymore. So, funnily enough, we finished our house after trips back and forth from Cairns to sell it. It was really sad to finally see it looking how we wanted it and having to walk away, but it also left us with a reasonable mortgage, and with the interest rates the way they were, it felt good to get rid of that debt. We unfortunately are not yet debt-free in Cairns, but we're definitely a lot better off than we were, and the stress of paying a mortgage until we were 70 feels so much better. I must say, I do sometimes get that feeling where I miss the renos, but then I have a bit of a talk to myself and remind myself of why we did this. So here we are now with the interest rates going up again, lots of uncertainty in the world, but I think we've made the best decision, the best choice for us. We live in a beautiful paradise. Yeah, it can be hot and humid, and I hate the cold anyway. And there can be cyclones, and one that just missed us actually made a mess of our beach. But we are blessed. I honestly, at this point in my life, I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather live. I know that we've toyed before with the idea of living in Bali or Thailand, and I've mentioned it in some of my videos. But, if for some reason we're unable to work, and I honestly hope that doesn't happen, we haven't got long, but anyway. But what being away in Thailand showed me was we live in a beautiful place, and we are so lucky. So I hope my video has inspired you, especially if you're unhappy with where you live. There's a whole world out there to explore and enjoy. So get out there and enjoy your best life. And also, of course, subscribe to my channel. So we have a trip to Peru, which I've mentioned before as well, planned this year. So I do hope we get to travel this year and things settle down in the world. But if not, I'll continue to enjoy this beautiful part of the world. It's so good. I love it here. So I love meeting people, making connections. It's actually a habit of mine. But that's really good. I cherish the friends I have and the people I've met, and I'm really glad that I am able to make friends so easily, so that's good. So I'll share some of my reno journey and show you what we did to our old house in Newcastle by the beach, and actually I'll try and maybe see if I can dig up some of the photos of pics of another old beautiful house we lived in Newcastle as well. I love that little cottage. I've always been drawn to older houses with character. It was a little old miner's cottage. It was like more than 100 years old, and it was just so cute. It's really special, I think, seeing something old become some kind of new again, because I think the character, you just don't get that in a new house. But yeah, I've never lived in a newer brick home that's our own, which is what we have now, but I do love it. There's things that I want to change, so I do want to do a little bit of reno, and I'll get on to them eventually, and maybe once the interest rates stop rising again, we'll see. But yeah, I'll share that journey with you actually, if we do, and when we do start to reno our little house here, make some changes, bring it up to a little bit better standard. So it's a cheaper build, you know, it's got all cheaper fittings and things like that in it. So there's a lot of little things I really want to do. So now that my surgery journey is coming to an end, I'm going to be trying to get back to my normal routine and posting Monday, Wednesday and Friday with my Cairns travels and a little of our old Newcastle life, which we still travel back quite regularly to see our sons and grandsons, and my mum's in a nursing home there, so, and of course our friends. So until next time guys, see you all later.